Hi everyone, lesson 118, solving problems involving combinations. On the screen here you can see two different formulas. The top one where you see NCR, that's the formula for finding combination. The one on the bottom you should recognize because that's the formula for finding permutation. Notice that the only difference in these two formulas is here in the combination you have the r factorial on the outside, and the permutation you don't have it there. And the reason why you have an r factorial in the denominator above is because order does not matter in combination. And because order does not matter in combination, you have to be able to take out any duplicates, any listing of items that have the same items but in different order. You need to take those out because they are the same combination. Let's look at combination a little bit. Here we have 5 students who volunteered to work a problem on the board. The teacher selects a student for each of 4 problems. How many permutations of the students are possible? So this one's a permutation. Now, if we were to use the formula, you would have, there's a total of 5 students, so that'd be 5 factorial, and the denominator would be 5 minus, teacher's only choosing 4 students because there's 4 problems, so it'd be 5 minus 4 factorial, which really just makes it 5 factorial divided by 1 factorial, and this would be 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 3 is 60, 60 times 2 is 120, 120 times 1. This would mean there's 120 possibilities that the teacher could assign students for solving. So order does matter here. So 120 different orders of students. Now the second part is how many combinations of the 4 students are possible. So no matter what, if you did the first problem or the second problem, that's still you were chosen as one of the groups. So we have to take the permutation of the problem, which is 120, divided by the number of people the teacher's selecting. So they are selecting 4, so it'd be 4 factorial. So 120 divided by 4 factorial. We grab our calculator here. We would have 120 divided by 4 factorial. I can hit the math button, number 4, hit enter. That gives us with an answer of 5. So there are 5 combinations where order does not matter. So there's 120 total possible ways for the teacher to assign those 4 problems. There's only 5 completely different groupings of students. So that is combination. Now here you can see I did a variation of the formula. If I were to use the combination formula, I'll just put that up here. That would be, we would do 5 factorial divided by, using 4 students, 4 factorial divided by 5 minus 4 factorial, which is really 5 factorial divided by 4 factorial divided by 1 factorial. And if you, a quick way of doing this would have been 5 times 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. You end up with your 5 here. There's one thing I want to show you on the graphing calculator. If I wanted to use combination, I know I can use the formula, or the abbreviated formula. I can do 5 students. If I hit the math button and go to the left to probability, here's this NCR, that's combination. I hit number 3. So I'm choosing, out of 5 students, I'm choosing only 4. And that will give me how many combinations? And that will give me 5. Okay, so I'm just showing you a couple ways that you can use to solve combination problems. Example 1b, compare combinations to permutations. Again, the difference, permutation, order matters. There's a lot more possibilities. Combination, order doesn't matter. So any repeats, we're using the same groupings. Those have to be eliminated. So here, how many permutations of the 2 students are possible? So a teacher selects 2 students from a group of 5 students. So 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial, which is 5 times 4 times 3 factorial. The denominator is 3 factorial. 3 factorials cancel out, so that gives us 20 permutations, 20 possible outcomes that the teacher can select a group of 2 students. How many combinations? So they have to be completely different students. Okay, so I would take, we'll use the formula, the combination formula. So I have 5 factorial divided by, only choosing 2 students, so 2 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial. So this would be 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Or if I want to go 5 times 4 times 3 factorial divided by 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial. The 3 factorials cancel out. So now I'm left with 20 divided by 2, which gives me 10. So there's only 10 completely different combinations of students that I can choose, that the teacher can choose. Example 2a, find the number of combinations. So now we're just strictly using combinations. In the class, there are 8 report topics. So that's my total. So if I were to use my formula, I would put 8 in 8 factorial for my n. The student must research 3 of them. So that's my r. 3 factorial. 8 minus 3 factorial. So now I have 8 factorial divided by 3 factorial divided by 5 factorial. If I were to simplify that, 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial divided by 5 factorial, and then I have 3 times 2 times 1. 5 factorials cancel out, so now I have 8 times 7 times 6. So if I grab my calculator here, 8 times 7 times 6 gives you 336. Divide that by 6. That gives you a total of 56 combinations. 2b, I'm going to have you do the second one yourself. I'll do the first one, and then you can do the second one yourself for extra practice. So to color a map, each student chooses 4 markers from a box of 8. How many combinations are there? So I have 8 total. I'm only choosing 4. So 8 minus 4 factorial. This would be 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. Now, do not add 4 plus 4 and say 8. 8 factorial divided by 8 factorial is 1. Don't do that. Okay? This is really saying 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 and so on. So a quicker way to solving this one on our calculator, we'll just do 8, hit math button, number 4, divided by 4 factorial, divided by 4 factorial. And this would give you a total of 7. Now I also want to show you, again, if you were to do this on using the code on the calculator, you would just do 8, hit math. Over here, we want to hit number 3 because we're finding combination. And we're doing just 4 markers, and you hit enter, you get your 70. So you may do the second one yourself for extra practice. And an application. An animal shelter has 20 dogs. Each month, 3 of the dogs are randomly chosen to be pets of the month on the website. What is the probability that Jumbo, Fluffy, and Max will be selected? So we have a combination because it doesn't say that they have to be in that order. So probability, remember, it's 1 over the combination. Okay, so we got 1 over, and then we need to find the combination. Well, we have 20 combination. We're just doing each month 3 of the dogs, so it would be 3. So if I were to come to my calculator, I can easily go 20, hit the math button, hit number 3, and we're just choosing 3 dogs. And hit enter, you have 1,140 as your probability here. So probability 1 over 1,140 chances of that happening, that Jumbo, Fluffy, and Max will be selected. The next application problem I'm going to have you do yourself after practice. For next time, lesson 118, problems 1 through 2, 5, 7, 11 to 13, 15, 22 to 23.